Hello and welcome, my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Read for this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces. And that's a really, really long sentence. Hi, I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, Leo Rising, the Archangel of Lions, Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hi. Hey. I do love my intro lines. I do. That being said, we are doing an 8-card draw for you today. 8 different decks, 1 card each, getting you the clues, tips, and hints that you need for a waning moon, a specific period of time. This is not a timeless read. This is very much a timed read. We are looking at the full moon in Virgo on Saturday the 27th, 3:17 a.m. I think we're going to be launching my Words of Grace on Kindle on Friday because I want to hit that new moon on the waxing side because I'm a witch, can't help it. Then we are looking at the 14 days of the waning moon till it goes new in Pisces, Saturday, March 13th, 5:21 a.m. All times are Eastern because I live on Long Island, New York. I'm a New Yorker, if you can't tell. So, you know, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Standard YouTube rules apply, right, to all the readings, right? You want a private read? I'm easy enough to find. And by the way, I'm doing tarot parties on my Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page now. I went Zoom Pro, right? I paid the subscription price so I can record it, and we're having a lot of fun. We've done 2 so far. They're on Monday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Everybody gets read, and if it works, everybody gets a recording of the party itself. It's great fun. I'm having a field day. And there are only 10 participants. So everybody does get read, and if I get more demand, I shall certainly supply, Virgo that I am, though I am Leo Rising. I make it look easy, don't I? It ain't. So cool. All the decks that I read are in the description box below. If you want a private read, find me on social media. We can Zoom, we can Facebook Messenger, we can do landline. Yes, I still have a landline. Can you imagine? Well, I think that's enough business, shall we? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the same to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need for this waning moon, February into March. Please take a nice deep breath. We're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype deck with my general pantheons, my collective pantheons. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, the ascended masters, general assembly, and the higher selves of all involved, perhaps me included. I am Leo Rising. For the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading, what is the dominant archetype from the Caroline Myss archetype deck? The soul power being developed from lead to gold, either within themselves, within another, within a situation, any combination, and or all of that. If it's a holographic archetype where it's just everywhere, what is that archetype they most need to address, deal with, alchemize from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy, this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces? Well, let's not start off with anything too intense. You got the Messiah archetype, definitely a divine family archetype, and I see this in people more than you would think. They just don't realize, right, that this is something that they have taken on. Now, the Messiah, it's the Redeemer, right, the Messenger, it's a lot. There's a lot on there. Now, this is, all these cards have a triggering half. The bottom half is supposed to trigger you. It is the shadow aspect. It's what you don't want to look at yourself, the shadow attributes, I should say. The stuff you don't want to look at, right? Or the stuff you know about, but you don't want anybody to see. The light is what you're shooting for. And alchemy, from shadow to light, lead to gold. There are 3 more atoms in lead than there are in gold. So you wane it, you burn it off, you transform it. The shadow attribute, exaggerated beliefs that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. And I will say, if you are self-employed like I am, I started Drawing the Circle Productions in 1998, and we're still going, it can certainly feel that way. But the exaggerated belief, right? There's one thing to say, no, I know I'm the only one who can do this work. I'm the only one who can sit in front of this camera, right? And do the editing and the upload times and juggle clients. It's like, I live alone. I have no other responsibilities aside to my cats and to all of you out there in YouTube land, right? So I get that, but an exaggerated thing, it leads itself to martyrdom. The light attribute, though, serving humanity with humility. Simple not easy. Now, humility is a specialty of mine. I know I don't look at. Humility doesn't mean you grovel. Humility is knowing that you are perfect as the gods created you, but you didn't create you. How's that, right? That's Course in Miracles. I changed the language a little bit there. But it is my saving grace, the grace of humility. I was just reading it in Words of Grace last night, going over the almost final draft. Grant me the grace of humility that I may know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown the truth, right? Humility, I know that I don't know. So, you know, it's like if you hire somebody, right? Do you want an expert who's going to do it their way, or do you want somebody who's like, well, no, I'm willing to learn. I know that I don't know, right? If you want it done your way, now put that from the point of view of the divine, just a better idea to say, no, I don't know, but I'm willing to be shown, and I want to serve with humility, and I want to serve humanity. Do you get like the larger scale? This isn't just the people in your life. Now, this could be you, this could be somebody else, this could be the situation that's being called for, this alchemy. So let's keep going. Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue's deck, one of many, right? Let's see who's the healing angel, because it's the Healing with the Angels Oracle. The only angel named by name in this deck is Archangel Michael, good press agent. Oh, the Michaelites, they sure are flashy. But let's see which one you need to work with. Please take a nice deep breath. My angels of fire and the archangels of fire and the sign of Leo, the Michaelites, please. One card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. What's the healing angel they need to work with to alchemize this Messiah archetype from lead to gold? Willing to help. I hear that. Will, power of fire, will, choice, decision, transformation. Who is the angel willing to work with them? All they need to do is ask this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces. Focus. What I love about this is there are, as you know, 3 fire signs. Leo, can I remember them now? Jeez. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but Leo is fixed fire. Aries is cardinal fire, creative fire. Leo is fixed. Fixed like a laser beam, like the sun. It doesn't really move. It doesn't really rise and set. And Sagittarius mutable, changeable. Well, fixed fire is focused fire. So there's something here you need to focus on, right? Or at least in terms of healing. What would the healing angel of focus do? It could be heal your focus. Like if you are diffused, trying to... You know what I mean? I get there. Right? The phone doesn't stop ringing, right? People freaking out. You want to serve them in some way, shape, or form. That it might heal your focus as well as focus you on your own healing, right? Or healing of another, helping of another, serving of another. So definitely keep that in mind. The angel of focus, it's so easy to be distracted. I mean, just empathically what's going on the planet. So sticking with the angels for another few minutes, we're going to use the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno, dedicated to Archangel Ariel, my personal archangel. She is the Archangel of Lyons. My name is Mark Angelo Lyons. Sometimes the clues are lifelong. You just don't see them for a while. And one of the angels, I should say the archangels of the north and the power of earth, hence the Crystal Oracle. Please breathe. People ask me, what do you look at when you do the breath and you say the prayer? It's like right now I am looking at my plants, my orchid and my money tree and my lemon tree that I grew from a seed, that beautiful color green. My beloved Archangel Ariel, please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. What is the Crystal Oracle that they need? Either the stone itself and their own experience of that stone, or what's written in the booklet, which I'm going to read. What is the Crystal Oracle the Leos need, considering they are dealing with the Messiah archetype and they need to call upon the Angel of Focus? What's their Crystal Oracle? This full moon in Virgo. Waning to new in Pisces. Ooh, fluorite, one of my favorite stones. I got a big chunk of it right here by Hermes. It's definitely a communication stone for me, and everybody's going to find their own applications with any stone, crystal, gem, or mineral. But this is an octahedron, 8-sided. Brings order out of chaos. That's what I use it for. Let's see. what the bookie book says. Now, here's the thing about fluorite. It comes in different colors. You can find it tumbled. It's not terribly expensive. I mean, you're not going to break the bank on a piece of fluorite. And fluorite chip necklaces are beautiful in my experience. Why can't I find it here in the book? Here it is. Fluorite. Keywords: concentration, like focus. Psychic protection and emotional stability. Loving this. Fluorite emanates a highly spiritual vibration that can shield you from a negative influence or negative person that is causing you to be emotionally imbalanced. Now, here's the thing. We can say, people call, you made me feel this, you made me feel that, where really the correct psychological language is when they do that, I feel this way, right? Keeping it in the eye, so to speak. So that's a good way to focus, right? It's a good way to protect yourself. This is about boundaries, for sure. Know that you are being surrounded by love and light, and trust the protection you are now receiving. Let go of your fears and concerns and allow this wonderful healing to occur. I just got, for a lot of you, this Messiah archetype is somebody else in the shadow who's driving you up a fucking wall, right? And making you emotionally unbalanced. It's like they want to do it all. They're the only means through which it can succeed. So what's your part in it, right? Well, there's something here about focus, protecting yourself energetically, and I'm going to say bringing order out of chaos, because somebody with an exaggerated belief that they are the only means to which a cause can succeed can often be very chaotic, right? Because there's no way one of us can do all of it. We're all in this together. Start to focus on the things that bring joy to your life. Highly recommended. Focus on all you would love to be doing rather than worrying about what others think. Now, I will say, I've dated a lot of Leos in my life. I'm attracted to them. It's a long story. It just is. But to find a courageous Leo can be a tricky thing. Now, no shade on Leos, right? It's like, you're bright, you're brilliant. You're the sun, S-U-N. Everything revolves around you. I get it. But there is such a thing as the cowardly lion, right? Courage, right? It's not the easiest thing in the world to muster. So because oftentimes Leos can be in the spotlight, the ego can get the better of us when we are tired, when we're burnt out, when we're overextended, and we can care more about how we appear than our own intentions and things, and that is part of human nature. So there might be a piece of this here, protecting yourself a little bit, not giving a rat's ass what anybody else thinks. You are safe and eternally loved. Nothing can harm you except your own fears, and the last word with an exclamation point: trust. Trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the path. Trust in the divine. Whatever it is that you place your trust in, be very, very careful placing it in a Messiah who believes that they are the only way through this, that a cause can succeed. And if this is indeed you and you feel this way, like I said, that shadow side of it, I understand it, but I am not a Messiah, right? I'm no. Swipe left, hard pass, not interested, right? However, it is very much a leadership thing, and Leos are known for their leadership qualities, their charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, if you will. So I get that piece of fluorite, and I would get a piece of fluorite there to kind of help focus you, to concentrate your energy, and to really protect yourself from unbalancing energies so that you can, find your focus. It's good. It's good. Very healing. Nothing horrible so far. I mean, I've worked for, that's the other thing, if you're working for somebody, I mean, they may not have a spiritual concept in their energy field, but if they're, I'm the only way this is going to happen, that's a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare to deal with on the job scene, or at home, or in a relationship, or any kind of relationship. So let's see what's going on the inside. Heart, throat, third eye, crown, the interior world, the yin dynamic, the world behind your eyes, whatever you want to call it. Please take a nice deep breath. Well, this feels nice. My goddesses of fire. And the sign of Leo, please. We need one card in clarity for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading. What is it they need to be aware of, particularly in the alchemical process of a waning moon, right? The emotions of the heart, the willpower of the throat, right? Choices and decisions, the mental power of the third eye, and the spiritual power of the crown chakra, all just sort of like a laboratory, blending back and forth with their own creative energy, their own creative intuition, their own psychological dynamics. What is it they most need to be aware of? this full moon in Virgo waning to new in Pisces. All right, excellent. 4 of Pentacles in this deck, security for women, taking water urns to the community well, the tribal well, in order to bring that nutrient of water. Water is a nutrient, I checked, to their homes, to their family, to their tribes. Now there are 4 of them, and there are 4 urns. I mean, I hesitate to call them jugs. They are not wearing tops, and that's not me. That's not who I am. I mean, I'm always down for a tit joke, but you know, this is that 4 of Pentacles of security and stability within yourself. You may not realize you have that solid foundation not just built, but it's continuing to expand. That there is even an element of relaxation and rest that I'm getting from this card intuitively. So sometimes when you're dealing with a Messiah archetype on a tear, just make popcorn and watch, right? Because you can't stop them. Now, sometimes they're really driven by inspiration. And if this is you, this would say that you really do have the inner balance, security, and strength to do this. So I'm going to go back to that card of the fluorite that says not giving a crap, essentially what other people think. I don't think that's your issue here, but I do think you might be concerned, if you are not the Messiah archetype here, you might be a little worried about what they're going to do, right? Hence your need to focus on you, not in a narcissistic way, but in a protective way. You know, you tell people, well, it's just like when I was a kid, and I think most kids do. Don't touch the stove, Mark. Don't touch the stove. Don't touch the stove. I fucking touched the stove. And I love to cook. I mean, it didn't scar me for life or anything, but lesson learned. I was really little. And it wasn't, you know, it wasn't traumatic. It was just a good memory. It's like, yeah, well, you tell me not to do something, I'm going to do something. Right? So focus on your own healing. Find that security that's already inside of you that you may not be aware of. What you need is like, no, I'm good. There is also this connotation from the Rider-Waite Tarot of protecting your heart, right? Like the coin on the top, coin under both feet, right? One like this, one over the heart. So maybe this is about your own protection too, and guarding your own security, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. What's going on in the external here? The yang world, the outside world, root, sacrum, solar plexus stuff, where the chakric dynamics that we interact with the world with. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh yeah, my gods of fire and the sign of Leo. Please, my beloved, 1 card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. What is it that they need to be aware of outside of themselves? Perhaps how they appear in this situation from the outside looking in. Or perhaps it involves this Messiah. If it's not them, what do they need to be aware of outside of themselves? Physical world, root, sacrum, solar plexus, chakra identified. This full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces. Is that the card we want? That's the card we want, and that do make sense. You've got the 8 of Swords. A little bit of a mental trap here going on. You're not really sure what to do. I mean, I feel like this could easily be you dealing with a Messiah, or maybe you've been cast in the role of Messiah. It happens, particularly with Leos, particularly if you got that kind of charisma and you got that leadership thing going on. I get it. People will put you up on a pedestal. But the thing is this situation, it's a mental prison. There's something going on here that is, I would think, very confusing or contradictory. Not necessarily I'm getting lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions here, but I am getting that there's a mental prison of belief. Each thought, each experience that has led up to this pattern is like a bar in a cage, but the door is unlocked, right? It's unlocked. You could walk away from this. You're not bound to this, but it does feel like, at least mentally from the outside looking in, you are between a rock and a hard place, an irresistible force and an immovable object. In this case, the Furies and Apollo. Now, you really don't want to get in between the two of them, but I will say Apollo is my god who sits solo in the throne of Leo. So there he is there. And not a god you want to, or a force, I should say, that you want to screw around with. It is the full brightness of the sun, its brilliance, it is blinding. But he also calls out things from the shadow into light for revelation. He's a big revealer. He's a god of prophecy. He's the god of the arts, the classical arts. So I get it. I get it. This is a stressful situation. But it feels mental, right? Obviously with swords, element of air, thought stuff. It just feels like there is a solution to the situation. There always is. I just don't know who that Messiah is, right? Because if they're trying to take it all on their own and you see that, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, and you just don't have a voice in it. You might be really stuck between a rock and a hard place in terms of communicating, look, I can feel in myself with this security, this is the right way to go. Now, if you are the Messiah, there might still be conflict mentally about something here in terms of you serving with humility, right? Serving humanity with humility. And I'm going to bring you back to that humility, really. I learned about the grace of humility through Carolyn Myss, MYSS. First card down, the Carolyn Myss archetype deck, in her book, Entering the Castle. Her work with Saint Teresa of Avila. All of her books have been very transformative for me, and not everything works for everybody, but her stuff works for me. So there really is something here about humility and saying, all right, I just want to serve. Like, even if you're serving someone with a Messiah archetype, you can do it with humility and say, look, I don't know how this is going to go. I know that I don't know, but I'm willing to do this, but I have to do it in a way where my mind can get clarity on this and not be trapped. If I can't communicate myself honestly here, if you're going to chop off my head, I can't do this. Right? That's a waning moon read for you. Let's keep going. 3 more cards down. Just do this. The next 2 decks are the healing systems, right? We got 3 oracles, 2 tarot decks, 3 oracles, 3 healing systems, 2 tarot decks. This is the Chuck Spezzano love pack, but only half of the pack, the suit of the problem. So you can wane, dissolve, deal with, resolve. Dissolve and resolve the problem. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, my Ascended Masters, I'm not so sure this is soul contract based the way we usually do it. So let's just go General Assembly, please, of the Ascended Masters. 1 card in clarity. You're saying breathe. 1 card in clarity for the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video. Receiving this reading, okay, something just abandoned ship from my table, abandoned table, whatever. What is the problem that they need to be aware of with this Messiah archetype, led to gold, the focus that they need from the angel, the fluorite they need for that protection, right? For that clarity, for that concentration with that angel of focus, with security inside of them that they need to embrace and really get that they can do this. They have the goods within them, but with that 8 of Swords, there is some mental push and pull here, a mental trap. So what is the problem that this 8 of Swords is probably about for this Leo watching this full moon in Virgo? Waning to new in Pisces. Good old-fashioned fear. Good old-fashioned fear. The fear card. The problem here is fear. Now, that would make sense with the 8 of Swords. They sort of really directly answered that. What are you afraid of? Because you can handle the fear. You can feel the fear and do it anyway. It's actually a book, I believe. Yeah, is that Jampolinsky? Can't remember. They're showing me the book. I just can't remember for sure. This is definitely something where between a rock and a hard place, what would happen if you spoke your truth? What would happen if you admitted, if you are the Messiah here, that I am not the soul the soul savior is another word for the Messiah, the savior. I'm not the savior of this. I just want to serve, and I'm not exactly sure how. That is a type of communication that will protect you. But I also feel like if people are kind of giving you their fear, it happens all the time for me. I get phone calls, text messages, not just professional friends, not just professionally, friends. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. My job is in jeopardy, or I think they're cheating on me and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, let's say right now that you don't know, but I have to know. It's like, okay, you will eventually know, right? But address the fear. Fear is often an intuitive response that says something is coming, that there is going to be most likely some emotional change, upheaval, and possibility of loss. But remember, there's no gain without loss, and there's no loss without gain. Giving and receiving are one and the same, right? Opposite ends of a spectrum. So whatever the fears are, address them. If this is inner child stuff, right? If you're just scared, but I don't get that. Not with the 4 of Pentacles. I can understand you wanting to protect your heart, not letting your feelings be shown here in a rock versus is hard place, or as I like to say it, irresistible force, immovable object situation. However, I want this written on my shrine, should I have one. If you have the choice between being irresistible force or a immovable object, take irresistible force. At least you get to be irresistible. Leo rising. We gotta keep it light, folks. This is YouTube. I mean, I try not to make my clients cry, but sometimes it's their heart just cracks open, because that's how I read. Second healing system, the healing mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Let's see what your perfect healing mantra is. Please take a nice deep breath. My Ascended Masters General Assembly, please. You gave us the fear card here. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading? That will help them with this Messiah archetype they need to address in some way, shape, or form, and to work with the healing angel of focus that they need to work with, and to work with that fluorite. Really take the fluorite and the mantra, call the angel, right? And because they have that Four of Pentacles that they need to embrace inside of themselves, even if that means protecting their heart in this situation, dealing with this Eight of Swords in the outside world that they need to kind of look at, free themselves from that mental prison, right? Don't crack up, bend your brain, see both sides, throw off your mental chains. Ooh, ooh, ooh. St. Howard of the Jones, because they are dealing with a fear problem here, and they need to address that fear. It's just the shadow. It's just fear holding them in place. So what is their perfect healing mantra to heal this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces? Grounding my energy. It is safe to be in my body. Rock and roll. Good. Good. It is safe. This could now, interesting. Grounding my energy. Four of Pentacles on the inner with security. It is safe and secure. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. To ground your energy. It's safe for you to be in your body. This is great. Grounding my energy. This is about being in the present moment. I love this card. And it is safe to be in your body. I know I don't feel that way all the time on planet Earth, particularly in the past year or so. It is safe to be in my body. When your energy is grounded, you are no longer wrestling with the pain of the past or chasing after potential future outcomes. Now, dealing with a Messiah archetype, if that's not you, I get that. I worked for one once. It's a nightmare. I worked for a bunch, actually. You dare to demonstrate your very best attributes and qualities, no matter how you are perceived or received by others. Now, there's that interesting piece again about how others will perceive you, caring about what others think. This is leading me to think you really are dealing with a Messiah archetype in somebody, or people have cast you in that role and you don't want to let them down. They might not use the word Messiah. That's a bit heavy, right? In a family situation, oh my God. The only time I ever heard the word Messiah growing up, aside from a religious context, had the word complex behind it. You got a Messiah complex, and that's what this is looking like. Is it you, though? Right? Can you really speak your truth and say, look, I'm not the Messiah here. I just want to serve with humility, and I don't know how to do that. With your energy grounded, your mind can relax. Your mind can relax as your body becomes a more enjoyable environment to inhabit. And there's our Leo vibe there, enjoyment. Fifth house, pleasure, creativity, good fortune, that your body becomes more of a pleasurable place to inhabit, environment to inhabit. That's lovely. This mantra is ideal for replacing compulsive thoughts, releasing addictive behavior, and finding stability. Literally, security. You're getting the same message over and over and over with a lot of these cards, and that's a good read, right? All right, last card down. Whispers of Love Oracle, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. 8th chakra and above, 5th dimension and above. So this is you. This is if there is someone playing this role of the Messiah, if there are other people, if this is a tribal, a corporate, a family thing where you've been put in this role, that, you know, you probably might have the humility to serve humanity here, but that fear getting in the way could be of letting people down, jumping into the future, where your answers are right here now, grounded in the present moment. So please breathe. the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the whisper of love, the piece of inspiration, information, or insight they need? Dealing with this Messiah archetype, the angel of focus, fluorite, security, Eight of Swords, fear, and grounding. My energy is safe to be in my body. What do you got for them? This full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces. Forgiveness seems to keep coming up. Aries had this card as well. Forgiveness. There is nothing to be gained by holding on to the past, right? Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Now, I will tell you, there are different flavors of forgiveness. Some that work, some that don't. Some that heal, some that make it worse. I forgive you. That doesn't heal anything. Course in Miracles calls that forgiveness to destroy. Well, you're still guilty, but I'm going to be the bigger person and forgive you. Nothing heals. Nothing changes. We're still in the Newtonian physics aspect of subject and object are completely separate from each other. True forgiveness is very much a Messiah thing. The humility to know, I don't know why they do that. I just can sense they're in pain. So I will serve them, but I will serve them with a peaceful heart. I will forgive them. Now, I will tell you, just something I learned the hard way with family, if this is a family thing, don't tell people you forgive them unless they ask. It starts arguments. I forgive you. What for? Somebody actually said, what for, you fucking douchebag, to me once. I was like, okay, lesson learned, never doing that again. It was a Scorpio. What the fuck for? I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, okay. It was Christmas, too, and I was trying to make a lovely little gesture there, blew up in my face. But I learned from it, and we resolved things later on, by the way. So that thing about forgiveness. Waning moon is good for forgiveness, right? Releasing past disappointments. Now, disappointments can be about attachment. They can be about being so overwhelmed, right, that people make mistakes. People are always going to make mistakes. It's how we learn, right? So it couldn't happen any other way. Like, that's really the quantum unity consciousness, fifth dimensional, eighth chakra, and above point of view. It's like, forgive this. They didn't know what they were doing. Look, I just gave you New Testament, right? For a witch, it's pretty good. And ground your energy. You know, the thing about grounding your energy, they just gave me this, and I'll wrap this up in a second for you. This might very well have very little to do with you. You might just be in an environment, but which maybe you can serve all the humans, and maybe some fur babies too, kitty cats and whatnot, with humility. I know, not our strong suit, but it's really a wonderful thing. It takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders, particularly can resolve that mental rock and hard place to know that you do not know. And it is okay to not know when you don't know. Better to be honest, particularly with Apollo. You go to Apollo thinking you know, and he know you don't. Like, the truth you speak better be the same truth he knows, right? It's just, that's how it rolls. So let me put it together for you in a little prayersy, waresy, blessing, wessing for you, because this is what I'm good at. I have the grace of prayer. Really looking forward to my book coming out. Please take a nice deep breath. My beloved pantheons of the divine, please bless the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading with all that they need, this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces, that they may get that protection, that clarity, that concentration that they need with fluorite to certainly clarify and balance the rock and hard place mental prison that they perhaps are finding themselves in, so that they can really tap into that interior security, that surety, that stability, calling upon the angel of focus to help them heal their focus and focus on their healing in terms of dealing with a Messiah archetype from shadow to light, whether that's them, whether that's somebody else, whether that's a general situation, so that they can do the forgiveness that they need, getting that nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments, moving on with a clean slate, because they need to ground their energy, understanding that it is safe to be in their body, regardless of the fear, that they need to look squarely in the eye, address, focus upon, protect themselves in that process, and heal, so that they may be the best that they can be, that they may serve with humility for all of humanity, and fulfill their role in the divine plan this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces. So mote it be. And so it is. A little long for a blessing, but I think I crossed every T and dotted every I. So look, if you liked it, like it. You want more? Subscribe. You want to comment? Please do. I always read them. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed. And come tarot party with me. Facebook, Drawing the Circle Productions. Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page. Come and party with me. And if you want a personal reading and all that jazz, really easy to do. It's not like I got kids to raise. I have cats litter to scoop. I guess I am the cat litter messiah here around the house, Leo rising that I am, because the cats ain't got thumbs. Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of this full moon to new moon next February into March 2021, my Leos. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.